When you drive BMW certified, every single part is guaranteed to synthesize perfectly with 100% BMW parts. From the inside to the out, the percussion and the pipes, you'll truly feel the BMW certified difference. Experience all the reasons to choose BMW certified. BMW, the ultimate certified machine. Exceptional offers available through BMW Financial Services. Visit bmwcenters.com.
You weathered the storm. Let us help you through the aftermath. We're Project COPE, caring for our people in emergencies, and we provide access to recovery counseling for families, groups, and individuals, as well as connections to food support, housing services, and more. You are not alone in this. Building resilience begins here. We have resources to help you cope, so you never lose hope at COPEFL.com. This initiative has been brought to you by the Florida Department of Children and Families.
They start to pull through the light. I tell the team, the light just turned green. The first car out is them. They're going to pull right in front of Sparks. That's how the people park your car, you pull there, you get out, and that's exactly what they're going to do. There's no other parking spots on the streets. Get ready. The shooters are ready. The backup teams are ready. The backup shooters are ready. I'm ready. My heart is pounding.
For the first time ever, Sammy the Bull Gravano tells his story. This is our thing.
Moments before this, I saw two cops on the corner. I knew I would have had to kill these people. But moments before that car pulled up, they turned and walked up the avenue and walked away. I had a sigh of relief. I didn't want to kill these cops. But I was ready to kill anybody who had any negative thoughts towards that hit team. I was ready. The car pulled in front of Sparks. The doors opened. The shooters were on them. Shots rang out in the night air. People running, screaming, falling, scrambling all over to get away. It looked like a wave of people. The avenue, there was lights, car lights, 10, 15 blocks down. Tens of thousands of people, this hit was happening in front of them. Hundreds of cops on every single corner. The team was moving away. I told John, pull up. Pull right past them and go real slow. The windows were tinted. I put the window down about an inch and a half. Put myself at top and looked down. Tommy Bellotti was blown away, laying in the middle of the street. Paul was on the sidewalk, laying half in the street and half on the sidewalk. He was down. I couldn't see him. The car blocked it. What do you think? Tommy's dead. I'm sure he's dead too. Pull out. We pulled out and we went to the corner. We made a right-hand turn. I turned on the radio. News 88 was blaring out. There was a major organized crime hit in Manhattan, mentioning the street, mentioning things. I looked at John, I said, this hit is not even 3-4 minutes old. How is that possible that this is on the fucking news? John, I don't know. Put on 10-10 wins. I put on 10-10 wins. It wasn't only on the news. It said the boss of all bosses, Paul Castellano, has been rubbed out, gangland style, in front of Sparks Steakhouse. I says, it's not only on the fucking news. They might as well tell our names. They know exactly where the fuck it was. How is this possible? If you gave me $1 million right now and you said, how did you get home? The bridge, the tunnel, I don't have a fucking clue. I really don't. I was so focused on the hit, the radio, and talking to John. I don't even know how we got back into Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. He was going to my office where I was gonna meet Frankie DeChico. That's the meeting spot. And then we were gonna go back. John was supposed to go on a duck, was his guys, and bunk in with his guys. The war is on in the Gambino family. We were going by my office. Frankie would pick me up, of course I was in John's car, and go to Staten Island into a different house, not Joe Watts' house. Too many meetings there. We lived there too long. We got back to my office, Frankie was there. Had it go on the inside, Frank. Me, John, and him talked for a minute or two. They were panic-stricken. They got up and they were leaving right after me. Tommy Gambino was walking in minutes after it happened. As I was walking out, I told him, just go back to your car and get the fuck out of here. That's your uncle laying in the street. Okay. So we're gonna go and meet Joe Watts and Frankie Botts now. We went to Staten Island. Joe Watts was a very wealthy guy, and he had this little bitch-ass apartment where he picks up broads and he goes there, Playboy apartment, I guess it was, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what you want to call it. So we go there, I'm exhausted. I'm completely exhausted, burnt out. I relaxed for 2 minutes, and it seemed like the pressure of everything just came upon me 100%. I wanted to go to sleep. I couldn't sleep the night before anyway. So now we were in this apartment, in the living room talking. Frankie Botts was armed to the teeth. I grabbed Joe Watts. I said, Joe, I'm gonna take a shower. If you have pajamas or something, where do I sleep? He says, in that bedroom. Okay. He comes to me with pajamas in his hands, like this. Red silk pajamas. For real, Joe. Red silk pajamas, bro. Sammy, it's pajamas. Okay. All right, Frankie, wake me up if anything happens, and I'll see you in a couple of hours. We'll wake up, and then we'll start what we have to do. And I opened the door to go into the bedroom. It's dark. There's trees. There's green lights under the trees, little red lights, and it looks like, I don't know what the fuck it looks like. Looks like a Playboy apartment. There's a bed. It's shaped like a heart with red velvet blankets. Heart-shaped bed. I said, is this guy fucking for real? I mean, I'm saying to myself. I look up. The whole fucking ceiling has mirrors. The whole thing is mirrored. I said, this is fucking nuts, bro. I came out of the room. I said, Frankie, bro, I'm not sleeping in that bedroom, bro. I'm going to sleep on the couch. Sammy, what's the matter? Bro, what's the matter? Go into that bedroom, bro. Take a shower, then go into the bedroom. Me and you are going to be sleeping in that bed together. If they found out who did what, and they come in here and they kill us, me and you are going to be found dead in this bed. I don't mind dying, but in this fucking bed together, me and you? He's laughing and he gets up. He opens the door, he goes in. He comes out real serious. Joe, are you fucking for real or what? Sammy, you take that end of the couch, I'll take the other end. You, Frankie Butts, sleep on the fucking floor or go sleep in that bed. Frankie Butts, I'm not sleeping in that bed. So I thought it was a funny part, but it was real, and that's exactly what the fuck happened. The next day we got up. I heard later on that my wife almost fainted. She knew I had a relationship with Castellano, Frankie the Chico. She knew I was in the life. She didn't know details. I never told her details of anything I did, basically. We lived a family life. It's almost I lived two separate lives, but she's not a fool. My name was in the papers. My name was all over the fucking neighborhood. But she almost fainted and said, oh my God, that's why he hasn't come home. This has to be him. She knew it had to be me. I still didn't go home. We stayed together and lived together, me and Frankie, Chico, until December 24th, Christmas Eve. We sent Joe Watts out to a jeweler that he knew to buy jewelry for our wives. I wanted to at least send home a Christmas gift to my wife, and Frankie wanted to do the same thing. And we did that. And then Frankie told me, the word is out in the street, Sammy, everybody is terrified. What we did, even the newspapers and stuff. This is the biggest hit of all time. People will say the hit in Chicago that Al Capone did. Hey, they got 4 or 5 guys dressed up as cops. They got these guys in a warehouse, told them get up against the wall. They thought they were cops. They got up against the wall and they killed them. No witnesses, no cops, no nothing. Not in front of 10,000, 20,000 people with cops on every single corner. This was the most notorious hit ever done in the history of the mafia. And it had the whole mafia, the real mafia guys, shocked. People were saying on the street, we got worried back from all kinds of different people, these guys are insane. Oh my God, what they did. Everybody was frightened of us. Everybody was, oh my God, this is a complete takeover of everything. A lot of little things happened. We were going around now and talking to captains. We had meetings at a restaurant that I owned, Caesars East in Manhattan. This was a little bit after the hit took place. We had all the captains come in. Joe Gallo, who was the only remaining administrative member, he was the conseiller, he sat at the head of the table with all the captains around. He said, we don't know who killed Castellano. We're going to investigate it. Don't be armed. Don't do anything. Don't talk to anyone. Anything you hear, bring it back to me. I'm going to use Frankie the Chico and John Gotti to help me run the family. Me and Angelo were behind all the captains with guns. We both had guns. Anybody who took the captains to that meeting weren't allowed in the basement with us. They'd have to wait upstairs. There was another meeting in a school where we voted in John as the boss. Somebody had a connection. I think Joe Piney had a connection in this school. And we used the basement of this school to meet. Frankie the Chico was the first guy to say, I nominate John Gotti to be the boss. We need a boss. It went right around the whole table. By that time, it didn't take an Einstein to know who did what. It was John Gotti and Frankie the Chico. Me and Angelo constantly right up on their ass. They knew we were armed. And Frankie Botts, and Joe Watts, and other guys. We literally had 100 shooters. 100 hate guys. gravitated to us almost immediately.
Dan Mancini from Mama Mancini's. My grandmother cherished the family meal. It was a time to relax and enjoy a delicious, wholesome dinner together. It's our mission to deliver authentic Italian recipes made with the same real ingredients my grandmother used. Mama Mancini's classic Italian meatballs and slow-cooked sauce is available in the deli department at your local Publix and supermarkets across the country. Fully cooked and ready to serve, just heat and eat. Visit MamaMancini's.com to find the closest store near you.
At Accord Specialty Pharmacy, your community health mart, we know you want to get the most out of every dollar. That's why we offer great value with a wide range of services and products at prices that compete with the big chains. We're an independent pharmacy, but we keep our costs down, and we're able to pass the savings on to you, meaning more of your money stays where it belongs, in your pocket. Choose Accord Specialty Pharmacy in Orange City. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Right after this was done, DB came in. Now, DB was aside from the hit. He was part of the plot, but he wasn't a tough guy, so when the hit was coming down, we made him go to Florida. Stay away. We didn't include Joe Piney in it. We didn't include the betrayer, Joe Gallo, in it. It was just us. Me, Frankie, and John. And guys who didn't even belong to us. That 11 guys. That's it. So many things, meetings that were happening. And we were really ready to go at any given time. We knew we were at war. We thought we were at war, but everybody was afraid of us. There was no war. Nobody was doing anything. Everybody was scared to death. We voted John in. Then we sent a message to the commission. We don't know who killed Castellano, but we voted John in to be our representant, our boss. They accepted it. He was a commission member as well. We didn't lose our seat. And people knew who was who. One day we went, me and Frankie DeChico, we were always together. John was with whoever. We went to Joe Butch. He had a club. His brother was a May guy, Augie. So when we went to the club, Joe Butch came out with us. Frankie talked to him face to face. I stood next to Frankie. I had a gun. I would shoot anybody who tried anything to hurt Frankie, touch Frankie, or do any fucking thing. His brother Augie came out of the club while Frankie was talking with Joe Butch. I said, Augie, get back in the club. Joe Butch turned around. Augie, go back in the club. He took another 3-4 steps out. I immediately put my hand under my jacket. Joe Butch saw it. Augie, get the fuck back in the club. He started going back. I took my hand out. I wanted him to know I would kill his brother and him in a fucking hot minute. I wanted the other people to know who are in the war. We are ferocious. We'll take you out. We are now the underdog fighting for our lives. We're real fucking ferocious now. They had to know that. Fear would make us win this war. Not negotiations, fear. Killing people, bodies. Then nobody would defy us. Nobody would fuck with us. Basically, we didn't even need bodies. They were falling apart. Nobody wanted to fuck with us. We called DB in, and Frankie DeChico said something to him. He put his head down and he didn't want to talk. I don't want to talk right now, Frankie. I'll talk with you at another time. Frankie said, no, you won't. You don't want to talk in front of Sammy? Talk. He said, Louis Melito betrayed you. a long time ago, before the hit. He joined with Paul and Tommy. He didn't tell them about your plans, but he joined them. He was playing the fence. He was playing that if they win, he's on their side. If you guys win, he's on your side. It came to me about a hit with Jackie, how he had control, that he made Paul order me to kill somebody I didn't want to kill. It all came together. Immediately in my head, bang, I knew it. Frankie Chico told me the minute he comes out, he was in prison. He didn't get a long bit, but he was away a little while. All through all this growling and planning stages, he was gone. He never sent us a message like other people in prisons were sending us messages. We love you guys, we're with you. He didn't send the message. So Frankie said, the minute he comes out, we're gonna kill him. I said, Frankie, please. I go back a long time with him. His daughter sits on my lap, calls me Uncle Sammy. I call her Princess. I know the whole family. I'll talk to him. Sammy, this is not open for a discussion. As soon as he comes home, we're gonna kill him. Simple. Okay. I'll get back to that, what happened. It was one thing after the other. We had another meeting. Joe Watts is talking, there's John Gotti, there's me, there's Frankie Chico. And Joe Watts says, we gotta kill Joey Bellotti, Tommy's brother. He's got a big crew, all his brother's crew now. There's a lot of them. We got to kill him, and we could take over Staten Island, and he talks about all these money things. I couldn't help myself. I said, bro, we're going to start killing people for money now? Is that what the fuck we're going to do? Joey Bellotti is a friend of ours. He's a good guy. He knows the life. He understands the life. His brother was with Paul. His brother was a fucking hard-on. His brother had 9 kids. He's got 9 kids. We don't need to kill him. I think Joe Watts is talking about money. Not about who's with them. Nobody's with them. I agree, he's a tough guy. Joe was the boss, Frankie Chico was the underboss. I was immediately made captain. John said, Sam, if we put him with a captain, he is a dangerous guy, he is a tough guy, no doubt about it. I said, I know that. But I think if we start killing people for money and we start killing people for no fucking reason, we're doomed. Frankie the Chico immediately butted in, said, I agree with Sammy. Well, where are we gonna put him? Put him with me. I trust him. I'll go talk to him. Frankie says, I agree with Sammy. I'll go with Sammy to call him in and talk to him. Okay. I make an appointment with him. He's gonna meet me in a Greek diner, me and Frankie. We go there. He's super nervous, I could see it. I know him a long time. He's nervous. I immediately open up my jacket, and there's a gun under my belt. I said, Joey, how long do you know me? A lot of years, Sammy. If I was here to kill you, you think you'd be alive now? No. I'm here to save you. You got 9 kids, your brother's got 9 kids. You got a lot of things to keep your family together. You'll be under me. I'll take care of you. Frankie Chico interrupted and said, I'm here because I would hurt you in a minute. I came here because he saved you. And that's what I'm telling you. He saved you. You'll be under him. Joey relaxed a little bit, nodded to Frankie. He had a tremendous respect for Frankie, obviously. I said, listen, Joey, if I call you at 3 o'clock in the morning, I tell you to meet me in the weirdest place in a fucking basement, come. If you don't, I will kill you. I won't touch you, I won't hurt you. Be with me, be a man. Take care of your family. I'm gonna be your man. People try and take advantage because they think you're on the burn or you're in trouble because your brother got killed. Show them that you're Cosa Nostra. And I'll talk for you with every fucking situation you got. And I've done that on a number of occasions. I'll get to it later. So Joey Bellotti was now with me, under me, directly with me. I wasn't the Guntier yet. I was just a full-blown captain. There's so many other issues, and I'll get to them. There's so many other stories. But we controlled the family. We were muscling other families. I really don't think that John thought he could take out Paul alone, like people say they make him. If he did, why would he come to me? Why would he come to Frankie DeChico? Why would he go to Joe Piney? Why would he go to DB? Why would he go to Joe Gallo? He would have just took him out. Paul had strength beyond imagination. He was the boss of all bosses. If the commission goes against you, you have the commission. You have the captains in the family. You have he had tight relationships with Italy, Sicily, basically. He had the Westies. Too much. And the choices he made, really, Joe Piney was an old-timer. Joe Gallo was a betrayer. DB had no power. The two powerhouses he needed was Frankie DeChico and me. Without us, he could never have us on the other side. He could never. He could kill him. You could shoot anybody you want, but he could never win. He would be killed. He'd be slaughtered, him and his whole crew, and he knew that. We chose him for the boss. It was his problem. We didn't want the fucking heat that would come off of it. And the other reason mainly is that Frankie DeChico told me, which made sense, John has an ego like the Empire State Building. He could never be my underboss. We'll have problems right away. I could be his underboss, and me and you could be the power behind the throne. He gave me a perfect answer for why John. I didn't want John to be the boss. He created this monster. He's responsible for everybody who dies in this fucking war. But Frankie made sense to me. It was a brilliant Cosa Nostra move. And I went along with it 100%. I didn't want Tato involved in this in any way, shape, or form. I felt he was old school like Neil. He wouldn't agree with it. Matter of fact, right after it was done, I was in the car with Tato. The hit happened already. He's one of the first guys I saw. So he said, this might be the end of Cosa Nostra. They broke the golden rule. Tato, if you're worried, I got you. There's nobody gonna come at you. Tato was wise enough to know, without another word said, that I was part of this thing. His instincts, his wisdom, for me to be that sure that he wouldn't be hurt, he knew it. All he did was turn around and tell me, you'll have to not trust anyone, Sammy, from this point on. You'll have to be careful. There's power plays. What I want to do is make an appointment with John and Frankie for me. For what? It's time for me to step down. I don't want to be this part of Cosa Nostra. These years ahead, I want to be there for you. These young guys should take over now. You're talking like you're convinced I'm part of this. You're not? No, I am. You'll never be hurt. I made the appointment for him. They asked why. I said, I don't know. He wants to step down, I think. He met with them alone, without me, and said he wants to step down. It's time for him to step down and for us young guys to take over and do our thing. These things happen very rarely, but they do happen. He said, Frankie the Chico told him, do you want to be with us, the administration? No. I want to be, my position be taken by Sammy. And I want to be with him. That's fine. We accept your resignation as a Gabardine, and from today on, Sammy will be a Gabardine, and you'll be under him. When I heard he wanted to step down, I said, Tato, there's no reason for you to step down. I told you, I got you. I'm going to be a Gabardine. I have that commitment. You don't need to step down. He says, I already did. And they'll talk to you. I'm under you. When I met them, they made me a Gabardine, and they put him with me, all in one same meeting. So the reason I didn't tell him in advance is I know he was old school. I knew he would be like Neil, and I didn't want him to be in that position. I didn't want him to be involved, so nobody would ever think of hurting him. He had no involvement, no part in it. That's why I didn't tell him. But I always had his back. If you kill Tato, they all knew, you better kill me. I can see Tato's face now again. Just chokes me the fuck up.
So what's in a name? How about over 20 years of experience here in Tampa Bay and over 350 five-star Google reviews? That name? Classic Roofing and Construction. It's AJ, and they continue to do good. This time with the first annual Special Operations Warrior Foundation Golf Classic, December 11th at Carrollwood Country Club. Join us for not just any golf event, but to raise funds for the Special Operations Warrior Foundation, who stands as a pillar of support for families that have lost their loved ones in military action. With tons of stuff to win, an awards dinner, and you can meet NFL alumni. Sign up now. JNCcharities.com. That's JNCcharities.com.
In Ecuador's rainforests, a 2,000-year-old unwritten language is connecting cultures. By learning Quechua from the speakers who keep it alive, Brigham Young University students see the world in a new light and strengthen bonds that we have with each other. Brigham Young University, for the benefit of the world.